Hello everyone, my name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith and welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate you stopping on by and checking out this video. Today's video is going to be all about the Casper network. Now, you're going to ask yourself, Crypto Smith, why are you doing the video about Casper? It's not an ISO 222 token. It's not going to be moving money all around the world in the future financial system. Now, you're correct. It's not going to do any of those things. But this is a very important part of future blockchain technology. Now, Casper is, they call them future-proof blockchain. It is a modular blockchain. It is a proof-of-stake blockchain. What does modular mean? Modular means it's built in pieces. The blockchain can be built and then changed and built and changed, and it has many different layers so that if you need to in the future, you can change one of those layers out to fix something and don't have to scrap the whole project. So right here, the future-proof blockchain, right? The future is unwritten, but the past is immutable, right? Can't change the past. Welcome to the future-proof blockchain, enabling long-term solutions to real-world challenges. Now, here is what Casper describes himself as: simple, upgradable, and decentralized. Built by builders for builders, Casper is designed to accelerate developer adoption of blockchain technologies through WASM, which is WebAssembly, environment, and open programming standards. What does that mean? Okay, so it being a modular blockchain, right? This is designed for other developers to build on top of. That's what Casper's for. It is for other developers to build their projects, their smart contracts, their decentralized apps, or DeFi systems, whatever it is they want to. And I'm going to go over some possible real-world use cases for Casper. It's highly upgradable, highly scalable, it's decentralized, and very, very secure. Now let's talk about a positive aspect of modular blockchains. So think about, if you've been in this space any length of time, for the last year, 2 years, whatever, and you put yourself in the degen world where you got into something, maybe one of the INU tokens, and then there was some sort of a problem, either right out of the gate or down the road that the developers did not really consider, they didn't take into account, they made a mistake possibly in the code. What happens? They have to scrap it and go to what you've all come to know as V2, right? Version 2 of that, which means the old tokens are worthless. They're going to airdrop you new tokens once the V2 blockchain comes out, and usually everything becomes a mess from that point on. Most of those projects never ever last, and they never made it. Probably because a lot of them were scams to begin with, but that's neither here nor there. But that is the problem with not having a modular blockchain. If they had a modular blockchain, you could just remove the issue, insert corrected situation, and just move on. You wouldn't have to scrap it and go with a V2. So that is one of the great benefits of modular blockchain technology. So when we're looking at a new project that we really don't know much about, the number one thing you want to know is, what problem are they solving, right? Are they just doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, or are they actually solving a real world problem or a crypto issue? So the Casper network solving several problems all at once, right? Scalability. This is an issue where on your testnet, and as you're building your company and your blockchain, it looks very good, and maybe it's very fast while you're testing it, and it has a couple of users utilizing it, and it's not really getting saturated with use case and adoption. So you want it to scale, right? You want it to be just as good with 10,000 users as it is with one user. That's a scalability issue. So that means it needs to be able to handle, thousands and thousands of transactions per second. But thousands of transactions per second is going to guarantee you easy scalability in the future. Once this thing becomes more popular, you get a lot more developers building on top of it, and that's going to make all the difference in the future, right? If you're future-proofing this. Interoperability. So we've been talking about interoperability for many, many months now in the crypto world. Why is that important? So as we're building out into this mass adoption we may see in the next decade or so, we're going to have a lot of companies just like Casper and others that are going to need to plug in to legacy systems, not just a legacy finance system, which I usually talk about on my channel, but legacy anything, such as supply chain companies, right? So, and you want to be able to plug in new world to old world, right? Web3 type stuff into Web2 stuff without having a company on the other end having to totally alter their plan and build their own blockchain to connect to it, right? They don't need to do that because a lot of this stuff is interoperable. It will connect new crypto to old system, right? That's really all we need to know. So the Casper network is designed to work with other blockchains and legacy systems to make it much easier to integrate into the existing workflow. Number 3, security. Casper network uses proof of stake consensus mechanism, which is designed to be more secure and energy efficient than traditional proof of work. Now, this helps prevent attacks and maintains the integrity of the network, right? A lot of these things are generally very secure. So Casper also supports smart contracts, right? What are those? I mean, we hear a lot about those. Essentially, those are just self-executing contracts. It can automate the execution of complex agreements and workflows. And this, of course, reduces the need to have an intermediary act when certain conditions are met, right? This is all automatic on a smart contract. So all of those things are what the Casper network is, but what is a crypto project without tokenomics? Now, CSPR is the native token of the ecosystem, and that can be used to pay for transaction fees, participate in staking and governance, which we're not really going to go into today because it's not a deep dive video. I just really want to give you that 30,000 foot overview that I like to do, because most of the people who watch my channel really only want to see the basics. What is this? What does it do? What problems does it solve? Is this something that I want to do more research on and perhaps, throw this on my watch list or add it to my portfolio or take a deeper dive on it myself? I highly recommend you do a lot more research if you're thinking about actually dropping some of your money into this and putting it in your portfolio, just to understand what you're getting into. So what have we covered so far? Highly scalable, very secure, interoperable, smart contracts, decentralized apps. The Casper network really can do almost anything, and it being a modular blockchain on top of that. So what can Casper do for you? Here's 4 macro trends they've decided. These were the important ones. Tokenization, right? You've probably heard out there in the crypto world, the tokenization of everything. We know that is probably a reality coming in the future, probably far off into the future as far as tokenizing everything. But you can tokenize, decentralize, fractionalize, have microeconomies and communities, right? This is going to be able to handle that type of stuff. This can provide ownership rights, right? Just like in the form of NFTs, financial standards, transforming capital markets through on-chain implementation of new standards. And then the creator economy, we know NFTs, which can be art, music, videos, games, in-game content, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be able to perform all of these things, which is super cool in a project that's very easy to understand. Let's check out case studies. And I'm not going to go through these actual case studies, but I'm going to give you my idea of what Casper and the Casper network can be used for. So supply chain management. So Casper network can be used to track and verify the authenticity and provenance of goods and products as they move through supply chains, right? Make sure everything's on the up and up. Everything is what it is supposed to be through supply chain. This reduces, obviously, fraud, improves transparency. You get to see what's happening in real time, increases efficiency in the industries, could be agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, healthcare. Healthcare systems big. It's probably going to be a very big one in the future for blockchain technologies. But Casper can be used to securely store and share medical records and other sensitive data while maintaining privacy and security, of course. And this can help reduce administrative costs, improve data accuracy, and facilitate better patient outcomes. So real estate. Now, tokenizing real estate assets, people talk about all the time. And you can do this on the Casper network. What's it going to do? Obviously, it can help improve accountability. It can improve liquidity, maybe reduce transaction costs, make it easier for people to invest in real estate, right? I'm really looking forward to how tokenizing real estate is going to work in the future. That is going to be something I'm definitely going to be following. Voting and governance. Now, obviously, the network can be used to securely and transparently conduct voting and governance, such as shareholder voting, board elections, perhaps government elections. I don't know, that may be a thing. I'm sure there are other smaller countries that are probably thinking about that right now, which obviously can help reduce fraud and increase public trust and transparency in whatever voting process you may be working on. So let's talk about gaming real quick, right? Gaming is probably going to be one of the biggest aspects of blockchain technology and tokenization in the future. And you're talking about in-game assets, tokenizing those, the actual in-game currency possibly, This way, developers can provide more secure and transparent ownership and transferability of the assets, while also providing more opportunities for monetization. Let's say you have developers that are trying to develop in-game content, maybe different skins or weapons or whatever type of game it is, and then it's able to benefit those developers with monetization of those type of NFTs and other tokenized assets. So this is going to help obviously reduce fraud and hacking. So another great use case for the Casper network, DeFi, right? Decentralized finance. This is a big one. It's going to be a little more, let's say, sketchy coming up in the U.S. because we have the SEC who's going after crypto, who's already starting to say that all of the proof of staking projects out there and tokens are likely illegal unregistered securities, which we have yet to see. That's just their opinion at this point. But Casper can be used for all sorts of DeFi purposes. And then DIDs, which is digital IDs and reputation. So Casper can be used to create decentralized identity systems that enable users to own and control their own identity and reputation data, or just perhaps their data. This can prevent identity theft and enable secure online interaction. So those are all of the things. Those are only some of the things that the Casper network can do. It is really such an easy project and company to understand. And just going back over it real quick, Casper is a modular blockchain, proof of stake. It is highly scalable, highly secure, interoperable. It is designed for developers to be able to build upon this blockchain. They can build whatever it is they want. They use WebAssembly to code on, which a lot of developers already know. There's no proprietary software or solidity that a developer really needs to master in order to get onto this and start creating whatever it is they need to create. So very developer friendly. And that is what you need to know about Casper. So if you have questions, ask it in the comments down below. If you need anything specific you want me to dive into, let me know. I can do some of that as well. But if you're considering Casper as part of your portfolio, or you just want to put it on your watch list and see what happens in the future, do some more research, right? Go to the website. You can go to their Twitter page, and they've got all sorts of information. You can keep up with all the updates that are happening. Let's take a look at Casper's price. Let's not take a look at Casper's price. It's looking pretty. It looks like a rug pull, right? Just like almost every other thing right now over this last year looks like a rug pull. Let's go to the intermediate time frame. It's not so bad, right? Casper's doing okay. They're holding their own. They haven't had any major issues. Their supply is not that bad. You're only looking at a total supply of 11.5 billion tokens, which sounds like a lot, but it's in the crypto world, that's not a lot. Market cap right now, $411 million. And it's sitting about 3.5 cents. So it really is holding its own right now in this protracted bear market, which maybe it's going to turn around soon. Hopefully it will. And that's really all I have for you for Casper. Hopefully this wasn't too long and you did learn something about it. And with that, I'm out.